Hey everybody, this is the winning window, our Wednesday 1:30 p.m. Live, and we are on week 11, our countdown to 2020. A lot of times when people ask me this question that, what is the single most important skill required for massive success? There are many. I wouldn't say that there is one single most important, but I'm going to address one single most important skill that if you don't have, then you're actually setting up yourself for failure. What is it? What is that single most important skill if you want to achieve anything in your life? Hey, Niket. So what's that single most important skill? Most people lack this skill, and that's why they struggle achieving the success that they desire in their life. Let me tell you what is the single most important skill today. Okay? And we're going to figure out whether you have that skill, you partially have it, or you don't have it at all. So whatever I have worked so far with so many people in my life, I feel the most important skill to get what you want is the solution-oriented mindset. If all that you see is the problem, if you focus on the problems, then I want to make this comment boldly that you might set yourself up for failure. And why is it like that? Now see, every problem has a solution. Okay, we've heard this pretty much since very long, that every problem has a solution and the problem has come to you because you are capable of solving it. But if you see in reality, even though there's a solution to every problem, and usually more than one solution, most people keep complaining about the situations and keep complaining about the problems that they're facing. So the fact is, focusing too much on a problem, focusing too much of a problem will make you feel powerless, make you feel helpless, and whatever you focus on, actually that increases, that expands. That's the rule of the nature. Okay, because when you're focusing on something, you're nurturing that naturally with your energy. Wherever your focus is going, your energy is also flowing in that direction. And the more energy flows onto something, it will expand. So it's only natural that if you focus on problem, your problems will increase. So if you choose to focus on the solutions, if you remember a time that you have ever done that, or if you choose to do it, you will feel empowered, you'll feel powerful, because now you're looking at a solution rather than a problem. So when you focus on solution, it also makes you happier. It makes you feel that you're more capable of changing the situation and circumstances in your life. And that's very, very, if you see that, across the world, even when you go around, if you see that in your life, if you are focusing on a problem and suddenly if you start shifting your focus on how can I change this problem? What can I do to change it and bring the solution here? You keep asking yourself this question and something or the other will come up. It happens to me very often. Like I sometimes sleep with a problem, and I definitely ask my subconscious mind, or I put out the question there that okay, there's a problem. What can I do about it? And what are solutions, possible solutions for this? And I have always observed that when I wake up, I always have 3 or 4 solutions at least in my mind about the same problem or the same challenge. It includes whether I'm working with a client and the client is facing some of the issues and then I'm figuring it out what to do about it. Or it may be related to my own business or my own life if I'm facing a challenge and I need to work on. So try that approach, guys. But before that, I want to give you some examples of problem, focusing on the problem or focusing on the solution. So I'm going to give you some examples on that. So it's like, a problem-oriented mindset will say that I wish I could do this, but I can't because of that. Okay, a problem-oriented mindset person will say, I wish if I could do this, but because there's that, and that's the reason I'm not able to do this that I want to do. But the solution-oriented mind will say, how can I work around that thing that's coming in the way for me to achieve this? I hope I'm not confusing you. Let's take it as that, let's not take a decent date, and let's take you something else. Like, I wish if I could do A, but I can't do because of the B. Okay? And the solution-oriented mindset will say, how do I take care of the B so that I can do A? Am I clearer now here? If I am, then say yes to me. Tell me yes, chat and say yes to me, that you got the clarity on this aspect. Okay? The second thing I would like to give an example of, like how, so the problem-oriented mind will say, why did they get and it's not fair? Why did they get it and not me? It's not fair. Solution-oriented mind will come up with a thing that, how can I put myself in a position to get what they're getting, and let me see if they would be willing to share with me some tips. I want to give you one more example, which I basically read in a book. Okay, so the problem-oriented mindset will say, I am stuck. I don't know what to do. Solution-oriented mindset will say, let me sit down and think of some options to move forward. Then I read something in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So he specifically said this, that people, those who are successful or make more money, they think like this. Okay, so problem-oriented person will say, I can't afford that. And a solution-oriented mind will say, how can I afford that? So then it's just a matter of twisting your questions or changing your language, which you are talking to yourself. It's not even talking to outside. You're talking to yourself. So your thoughts are your answers to the questions that you're asking. So if you ask a question, how can I afford that? Your mind will come up with answers to give you the solutions to afford that particular thing. But if you make a statement saying that I can't afford that, then you're just closing those doors. Okay, you're sitting with a problem, you're closing the doors of any possibility. Okay, so I want to ask you today this question, that are you a problem-oriented thinker or a solution-oriented thinker? What are you? Are you a problem-oriented thinker or a solution-oriented thinker? Here are a few traits that are common with each personality type. So I'm going to share with you first the traits of problem-oriented thinkers. Just see if you have those traits in you and what degree. So give yourself a rating at the scale of 0 to 10. 0 being it's not there, and 10 being it's 100% there. Okay. So the traits of the problem-oriented thinkers is they're mostly negative. They feel hopeless in situations when they get caught up in. Often place blame on others. Okay, they blame others for where they are. They easily get frustrated. And the fifth is quick to give up. So quickly write down for yourself and give a rating at the scale of 0 to 10. The first is negative. The second is feeling hopeless. The third is often place blames on others. Fourth is easily frustrated. And fifth is quick to give up on something. So I hope you've given yourself the rating at the scale of 0 to 10 so that you know where you are. And once you've given yourself the rating at the scale of 0 to 10, make a total of it. Okay, make a total of it. That's your total out of 50. So you have given yourself the rating out of 50. What's your total? Now, let me tell you the traits of the solution-oriented thinkers. Okay, traits of the solution-oriented thinkers. A, they're positive. B is they're feeling hopeful. They feel hopeful about the situation and a problem, and they feel that they can resolve it. They take responsibility for the problem and the situation they are in. They see problems as challenges that can be overcome. So the fourth is they see problems as challenges that can be overcome. And the fifth is willing to hold on until a problem is solved. So it's exactly opposite traits. If you have heard me the problem-oriented thinkers, the solution-oriented thinkers exactly think differently. So you have to rate yourself at the scale of 0 to 10 in this as well. Okay, the first is positive. The second is they feel hopeful. The third is they take responsibility of the situation or the problem. The fourth is they see problems as challenges that can be overcome. And the fifth is willing to hold on until a problem is solved. So again, I want you to make a total of it and give yourself the rating out of 50. Okay, and then compare whether your first rating is higher than the second one or the second is higher than the first one. Also understand this, nobody or the person is not entirely a problem-oriented thinker or a solution-oriented thinker. Okay, your duty or your job or responsibility in this life is, if you have more rating on problem-oriented thinking, then to move towards the solution-oriented thinking. I want you to do this today and let me know if you want to post it here on the comment box and tell me if it worked for you and you figured it out for yourself. And gradually next week again we are going to figure out how can we get into that path of success that you're looking at. But at this moment I want you to do this activity for yourself. It will take you not more than 2-3 minutes to do this. Don't overthink about it. Just quickly, whenever you read it, you will have a number popped up in your heart and you will know that's your number. Okay, don't be honest with yourself. Okay, so it's for you to know, because when you know where you stand, you can change it. So don't lie to yourself. It's for yourself, and give yourself that number, and then you will know where to progress in the direction, because your brain will start processing things differently now. The moment you accept that there is something going on wrong in life and you need to move to the next dimension, your brain will start working for it. So if you like the video, please share, comment, and tag a friend if you feel that friend needs to know this. And thank you very much. I'll see you next week once again at the Winning Window, Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. with yet another solution or addressing the problem for our having accelerated success. So I'll see you next week once again. Bye-bye and have a great, great, great week ahead.